Why losing a sibling is so hard. Siblings will take different paths and life may separate them, but they will forever be bonded by having begun their journey in the same boat. I'm making this video in memory of a special brother. I'm Bill Vargas, independent Medicare agent with a website at insuredmeds.com. Loss of a sibling is harder than losing a parent. Surprisingly, the risk of death following the loss of a sibling is higher than after losing a parent. A recent study revealed a 50% increased risk of an early death among children who lose a parent. The study found that adolescents confronted by the loss of a sibling often experience trauma associated with the loss of witness or decline of their sibling, as well as a sense of disenfranchised grief, with the intensity of their grief may not be recognized by other people or may be seen as less than that of their parents. What grief does to the brain. When you're grieving, a flood of neurochemicals and hormones dance around in your head. There can be a disruption in hormones that result in specific symptoms such as trouble sleep, loss of appetite, fatigue, and anxiety. When those symptoms converge, your brain function takes a hit. Some find it very hard to believe that the person that they have known all their lives is really gone. The brain region affected by grief. The frontal cortex, the thinking center of the brain, is underactive. 2. The anterior cingulate cortex, the emotional regulation center of the brain, is underactive. 3. The amygdala, the fear center of the brain, is overactive. So it's a hell of a storm hitting your brain. Tips for coping with loss of a sibling. Surviving siblings may be troubled throughout life by a vulnerability to loss and painful upsurges of grief around the date that the sibling died. They may develop distorted beliefs about hospitals, doctors, and illnesses. Some bereaved siblings describe feeling sad, lonely, and different from their peers. How do you deal with the death of a sibling? Tips to coping with the loss of a sibling. Share your grief with other family members. Your entire family is grieving the loss of your brother or sister. Find support outside your family. Forgive yourself. All those times you should have called, you should have been there for them, all the time you had a fight or disturbed or whatever, forgive yourself. It's too late now. Take care of your physical health. Take care of your mental health. Find ways to remember your sibling, as I'm doing with this video. Sibling relationships outlast marriages, survive the death of parents, even resurface after quarrels that would sink any friendship. They flourish in 1,000 incarnations of closeness and distance, warmth and loyalty, even distrust. Grieving in a healthy way. The 9 stages of grief. If you are feeling overwhelmed with life, everything is going a million miles an hour around you. Night and days have been full of memorial planning and funeral arrangements. You are grieving and you just want to be alone for an evening. You've lost a loved one and you are grieving and just want some time alone to let the grief flow. There's no set timetable for grief. You may start to feel better in 6 to 8 weeks, but the whole process can last anywhere from 6 months to 4 years. You may start to feel better in small ways. It will start to get a little easier to get up in the morning, or maybe you'll have more energy. What happens is, there'll be all those times you want to call your sibling and share something that you used to do, and you want to call, but you forget that they're not here anymore. What is grief and mourning? Grief is what we think and feel on the inside when someone we love dies. Examples include fear, loneliness, panic, pain, yearning, anxiety, emptiness, etc. It is the internal meaning given to the experience of loss. Mourning is the outward expression of our grief. It is the expression of one's grief. And here are the 9 stages of grief. First, the shock and denial. This can't be happening. Disorder. It just can't. Anger. Why me? Guilty bargaining. If only I had. Distress. I can't sleep or eat. Depression. What am I without them? Loneliness. Should I do without them? Withdrawal. I give up. Acceptance. I can't change it. Going back to that phone call we can't make anymore. You know, your brain is fighting it. And then you have what's called survivor guilt. Then there's why them and not me. Then you have the loneliness of not having someone that you've known all your life, that knows you, that shared those moments with your mother and father, that was there for your graduations and your illnesses and all the experiences of your life. They're the only ones that know your story from beginning to end. This video is in memory of a special brother. Today is full of memories of a brother laid to rest, and every single one of them is filled with happiness. For you was someone special, always such a joy, to now and there was so much pain when it was time to let you go. That's why the special message is sent to heaven above for the angels to take care of you and give you all my love. My brother Wilfredo Vargas Vieira died November 22nd, 2021. And today, March 26th, is his birthday. And I want to express very clearly to everyone that you were a far better person than I can ever be. May you rest in peace. And I hope this video will help others like myself going through the loss of a brother or a sister, someone that was very special in our lives.